Yeah, the UTSA game has always been an emotional game for our team and our fans, and we're definitely looking forward to it. Our past history at UTSA has not been real good to us. We have not won there yet, and so that also gives our players a lot of motivation to come into a game and make sure we go out and prepare the right way this week. I know they'll definitely be ready. All rivalries. They're those games that records don't mean anything. They're emotional, and you got to prepare the right way and make sure you're prepared for a dogfight. I know that they're going to want to send their seniors out the right way. So again, we just got to make sure that we take care of our business this week and make sure we're going to the game the most excited team to play. I know our group's really excited about finishing it off the right way. We have an opportunity to go 5-0 against all the Texas teams we've played, which would be huge for this senior class. We got an opportunity for this senior class to be the winningest senior class since 2005. Have an opportunity to go back-to-back 9-win seasons since in the 70s. So there's a lot of motivation. There's a lot of things that I know our guys are excited and continue to work for, and I know the senior class wants to leave a great legacy on our program. So with that, I'll open it up.
You mentioned the chance to win 9 games for consecutive seasons. Just what would that mean to this program in your 3rd season here?
That'd be huge. And again, you got to give these men a lot of credit. They've completely bought into what we're trying to get accomplished. They've, for the most part, learned how to prepare the right way. They've been great teammates to each other. The leadership's really grown. And I think the impact they've had, especially the senior class has had on this program, has been huge. So, be a great accomplishment for that group, and hopefully again we can finish it off the right way and send them out the right way.
Going on the road for, like you said, a rivalry game. Can you see the emotion, or can you, because y'all had, after the game y'all had last year, can you just feel that kind of emotion from the players, especially the seniors that, like you mentioned, haven't beaten them on the road?
Yeah, I think so. That's something that anytime you're playing against a rival, it's important not only to your players and your team, but also your fans. And we want to make sure that again we plan for those guys as well. And so it's just important that you stay focused and making sure the process stays clean throughout the week. The preparation is there, and making sure that it's going to be an emotional game, so that's already going to be there. So the biggest thing is making sure you keep your composure and going out and trying to make routine plays.
How's Mason doing health-wise?
Sharp, yeah, he's good.
What can you tell us about the possibility of Quinn Shayboard playing circumstances last game?
We'll see, yeah. Depending on the different situations, and there could be some opportunities in there. We'll find out.
DeAndre Torrey has had 3 straight games of setting his season high. What have you seen from him as far as his development during the season has gone, as it's progressed?
I think the biggest thing is, just being able to, the different schemes that we're running, getting more comfortable. I think he's running a lot more physical, as he gets in the flow of the game. And some of it's, the carries, and the more carries you're getting, you kind of get in that roll, on a roll there, and he starts feeling it. And I thought he was huge this past week. That not only the long 95-yarder or whatever it was, but also just throughout the game. They came out and they did some different things. They wanted to play man early, and our guys did a great job of winning. Then they started trying to do some zone blitz stuff, and felt like our guys handled it very well in the passing game. And then kind of when they started making adjustments, Graham did a nice job of making those adjustments up front, and making sure we knew we were going to have to run the football once they started getting in some 3-man front stuff and playing a lot of cover 2. That was something that we talked to our guys about, not only at halftime, and then kind of when we came out, and they took ownership in it and did a great job of making sure we ran the football well.
Talk about UTSA. They've had some struggles this year, but it seems like they've done some decent things throughout the year. What do you see in them as a team?
I think they've been banged up. I think overall you see a lot of guys that started the season, and even some backups. They've had a lot of injuries, unfortunately, and they're fighting to continue to again finish their season off the right way. But at the end of the day, pretty much just like every week, you got to understand who your opponent is and what they're trying to get accomplished. But it's more important to focus in on our jobs and what we're trying to make sure that we do our jobs. I think it's more about us than them.
You think you're going to get their best?
Oh, there's no doubt we'll get their best. I think, again, in a rivalry game, you can throw the records out the window. It's you're going to get their best. You're on their senior day at their house, and I can promise you they want to send their seniors out the right way as well. So we got to make sure we match that and keep our composure and play at a high level.
You guys were really good in the clutch against Florida Atlantic this last week. Did you see that as a really positive sign for the team, the way you guys really handled that game?
Yeah, especially, we've had some ups and downs, and it's been kind of a roller coaster at times this year. And, we faced a ton of adversity the previous week, so it was important for us to bounce back. I think it was good to have that short week. But the way they handled it and the way they came back out after that Sunday, making those adjustments and getting right on to FAU, they came out with a lot of energy. They had a great week of preparation. I was proud of the fact that, as coaches and players, our whole thing this past week, we're going to find a way to win. It's going to be a dogfight. There's going to be some ups and downs. There's going to be adversity. Stay focused more on each other. When one side's, getting a little down, let's pull them up and make sure you have each other's back. And in the end, again, we're going to find a way to win this football game. And I was proud of the fact that they stayed poised. They kept their composure. The energy was great. There's a lot of positive, vibes. And so at the end, it kind of, worked out exactly kind of how we coached it throughout the week. So I was proud of them for their efforts, that's for sure.
Mike Linehan, ended up transferring here in the offseason and has played for you a little bit on special teams and on defense. Has he helped you guys out this year, just what he's brought? No doubt.
I think he's not only with the defense and adding, building that depth, but also on special teams. He's been a great special teams player for us, and he's been big.
Ball distribution, when you thought about it at the beginning of the season, you kind of thought that maybe there were some players there would get the ball quite a bit. At the end of the season here, it's been a little different. Torrey's gotten a ton of carries. Some of your wide receivers have had a little bit of a different role than they've had in the past year, but you've still been successful. Does that just show the depth that you guys have across the board, the way it's all turned out?
Offensively, I feel like we've built some really good depth, especially really in all our groups. And they understand in the system, you got to take what they give you. If guys want to get out and start doubling down on your outside receivers and clamping them, they're going to have a light box. When people want to, try to get those extra hats in the run game, we got to be able to make plays on the outside. And again, every week's kind of been a little bit different. I think Rico's obviously had a lot of explosive plays this year, and he's had a lot of opportunities, for probably a number of different reasons. Guys maybe early on maybe were focused a little bit more on JG. And so, I think those guys know that, it's a group that understands that we're going to distribute the ball. We have a lot of playmakers. Not every week's going to be your week. Just stay patient and make sure that you play hard for your teammates, even when you're not getting the ball. Maybe it's in the run game. Those receivers, I think those receivers did a great job blocking on the perimeter this past week, getting downfield and shoot on that long touchdown run. You see Kelvin Smith and Rico Boosie getting a huge block on the perimeter that set him free, that allowed him to take it the distance. And so just continuing to stress those things. I feel like we've done a much better job kind of as the season's gone on, and we got to continue to do that.
Is that the mark of a good offense, the ability to,
to me, it's about balance, and I'm not talking about 50-50 run-pass balance. I'm talking about balance when, when they're trying to take something away, you have enough balance within your system to be able to attack something else. And, I think you have to be able to do both at a high level in order to win football games, in order to have an explosive offense. And at times we've shown that we can. But hopefully we continue to improve this week, and this is about the time that you want to peak as overall as a team on all three phases. And I think I think we're heading to that direction.
And you have some guys with some varied skills. Torrey's maybe your smaller, quicker back. You've got a big tight end in Kelvin Smith. You've got some speed guys, some middle of the field guys. Does that variety of talents helped you guys get this offense to where it is now?
I think so. You want to have a variety. And let me make sure everybody understands there's no one more important than Kelvin Smith. The things he's done and the role he plays is huge. He goes out there every day and attacks, and he's physical. And, it's not always the most glamorous job that he's doing, but he makes a lot of plays for us. When he gets his opportunities, he does the most with them. And I can't say enough about him.
You mentioned peaking. How important is building off the momentum in a big FAU game and going into a rivalry game and going into the bowl game?
It's huge, and I think, again, this is the time you want to peak here at the end of the year. And I think, I felt like, through the adversity of ODU, I thought that first half was we played probably some of our best football we've played all year in a single half. I thought we were moving in the right direction there. Had some adversity, bounced back, and this past game I thought we bounced back and did a lot of great things offensively. We just got to continue to get that train rolling and again, keep putting points on the board. I think our defense is, again, right there to do some special things. So special teams, we've been solid pretty much all year. I think we're heading in the right direction to where I feel like we could peak now and finish it off the right way.
You mentioned DeAndre Torrey a little earlier. Is he just a good fit for what you guys do offensively?
Yeah, he is. He's a great zone runner, and then he's explosive. You get the ball on the perimeter with him. He can take it the distance. He's been great out of the backfield, catching the football as well on some different things. And so, he's well-rounded. And I think he's done a great job for us.
Did that just turn out to be a good decision? I know you mentioned in the past that you weren't planning on taking a junior college running back. Did that just work out with?
It did. After watching his tape and seeing how explosive he was, anytime you get the opportunity to find another weapon and get another playmaker, they're hard to turn down. And so at times you have to fit different, you have to find different ways to open up a slot here or there, and he was one of those players I was willing to take a chance on because I felt like as explosive as he was, he could come in and make a lot of plays for us.
You have your two linebackers that are getting towards the end of their careers here with EJ and Brandon Garner. They both put up some impressive stats throughout their career. Have they really helped you guys over the course of what their careers are?
Yeah, I'm really proud of those guys, both of them. Not only for what they're doing on the field, just how much they've grown and matured. The last few years, they're great guys to be around. I have a lot of fun with them. And I don't get the opportunity, spending a lot of time with offense. As much time at times over on the defensive side of the field, and so I love going down there and watching those guys. And those guys have been special, and a lot of our guys have. This senior class is a special group, and I love them. I think we've had a lot of fun. They were over, again, continuing to accomplish a lot of the things and set standards here. Again, I want to finish it off the right way for those guys.
Have they provided you some really good leadership on that side of the ball? Yeah,
they've been huge. And again, I think some of that's come with the maturity. And once you get in there and you start making plays, you feel more comfortable. But they've always been great teammates. We've just had to continue to build great leaders and having them understand what that truly looks like. Making sure that their influence is in a positive way. And sometimes early on as a player, the confidence isn't there maybe to lead in the right direction just because you're not out there making the plays or you're not as comfortable in the system. And I think once they've grown and got it more comfortable and started making those plays, understanding the influence they've had, they've used it in a great way. And there's no doubt in my mind they're a huge reason why we've taken such a big step this year on defense.
You're getting to the point here where you start looking forward to maybe some of these guys getting a chance to play at the next level. Is EJ one of those guys that potentially you could see him finding his way into the NFL?
I think it would be I think he'd have a great opportunity. And there's no doubt in my mind I'd stand on the table for him. I think he brings a lot of value, not only defensively. I think he'd be a great special teams player, and there's no doubt in my mind he'd be a great teammate.
Sounds good.
Thanks, guys.